Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we're going to be going over my winners and losers of the 2023 NFL Draft. So, in no particular order, starting off with the winners, the first winner is the Giants. So, they had a great draft. They addressed some team needs with their first few picks, selecting cornerback Deonte Banks in the first round. In the second round, they got the best center in the entire draft, John Michael Schmitz from Minnesota. And in the third round, they got a much-needed receiver, Jalin Hyatt from Tennessee, who brings much-needed speed and big playability to the Giants' offense. And the Giants also did a good job of adding some solid players for depth in the later rounds, and the Giants are one of my winners from the 2023 NFL Draft. Another winner is the Indianapolis Colts. So they had a fantastic draft. They got their franchise quarterback in Anthony Richardson, and he will finally end their run of veteran quarterbacks. And another reason Richardson makes a ton of sense for the Colts is because their new head coach Shane Steichen has a track record of helping develop young quarterbacks and turn them into superstars, as he's helped develop Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert. Now, outside of Anthony Richardson, the Colts also got a much-needed receiver in Josh Downs, and they also upgraded their offensive line with Blake Freeland, who they grabbed in round 4, and he should be a starter at one of the tackle spots this upcoming season. But overall, a good draft for the Colts. They drafted a total of 12 players, and now, they're a winner now, but this class will definitely be defined by how Anthony Richardson turns out. My next winner is the Philadelphia Eagles. So they already had a tremendous team, as obviously they made the Super Bowl, but they continued their great season into a great draft as well. They continued to draft Georgia defensive players as they added Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and Kelee Ringo. Jalen Carter at number 9 overall was an absolute steal, plus Ringo in round 4 is a good value pick. And the Eagles, they also traded for running back DeAndre Swift from the Lions, and that's a great trade for the Eagles because they desperately needed a running back after they missed out on Bijan Robinson in the draft. So they go out and get a good running back in DeAndre Swift for a pretty cheap price. And I think DeAndre Swift is going to be absolutely amazing for the Eagles this upcoming season, and the Eagles are big winners again. The next winner is the Houston Texans. So they are definitely headed in the right direction after an outstanding draft. They grabbed their franchise quarterback C.J. Stroud at number 2 overall, and then traded back up to number 3 overall to select arguably the best player overall in the draft in Will Anderson Jr. They also got 2 good receivers in Tank Dell from Houston and Xavier Hutchinson from Iowa State. And they also used 2 picks to upgrade the interior of the offensive line. Overall, a really, really good draft for the Texans, and if Anderson and Stroud both turn out to be elite players, this could be an all-time great draft for the Houston Texans. And my final winner is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they got themselves a much-needed left tackle and offensive lineman in round 1 with Broderick Jones from Georgia. They traded up to get him, and they really didn't give up that much. They gave the Patriots pick 17 and a 4th-round pick to move up to 14. It wasn't that big of a move up, only 3 spots, but still a great pick for the Steelers getting Broderick Jones. They also grabbed a corner in Joey Porter Jr., who's the son of former Steeler linebacker Joey Porter, and they took him with the first pick of the 2nd round. And they also got an absolute steal in tight end Darnell Wright from Georgia in round 4, who's an elite blocker at the tight end position and could turn into a pretty good pass catcher as well. But the Steelers had one of the best overall drafts and are my final winner of the draft. Moving on to my losers, the first loser is pretty obvious. It is Will Levis. So he fell all the way to pick 33 or the 2nd pick of round 2 before he was scooped up by the Titans. Now, Levis was expected to be a top 10 pick because of his traits with good mobility and arm strength, but no team wanted to take a chance on him in the first round, and he fell to round 2, and now will have to sit behind Ryan Tannehill for a season, or maybe not a season, but for at least the first, probably half the season at least, in Tennessee. My next loser is the Miami Dolphins. So they only made 4 selections this draft after losing a few because they traded them away, such as the Tyreek Hill trade and Jalen Ramsey trade. But they also had their 1st-round pick taken away due to tampering. Now, they did get Cam Smith and Devon Achane, both players I really like for the Dolphins, especially on days 2 and 3. But overall, I don't think the Dolphins had a truly amazing draft. But as I said, I like Smith and Achane, but overall, I don't think the Dolphins' 4 picks would make them a winner, and I have them as a loser. The next loser is the New York Jets. So they traded for Aaron Rodgers. Yes, that is a great thing. They get themselves a great quarterback. But they didn't need a truly amazing draft, but I still don't love their draft. I don't love the Will McDonald pick at 15 overall in round 1, especially with Nolan Smith and Myles Murphy still available. The Jets also missed out on one of the top tackles in the class, which is why they ended up having to settle for an edge rusher in Will McDonald. Now, I do think the Jets got some nice players in the later rounds, but overall I don't think it was a great draft for the Jets, and they're another one of my losers. My second to last loser is Malik Willis. So it definitely appears the Titans are giving up on Willis after just 1 season, and the Titans selected Will Levis, who I talked about a minute ago, 33rd overall. Now, I don't know what's next for Malik Willis, whether the Titans could find a trade partner and maybe Willis can go to another team, potentially be their quarterback in the future, but he's definitely not the quarterback of the future for the Titans, and he is one of my losers from this past draft. And my final loser is the Atlanta Falcons. So, they took Bijan Robinson at number 8 overall, and I have two things about that. Well, first, Bijan Robinson, he's a great player. This is not one of the two things I included, I just thought of this. But he's a great player. He's a really, really good running back prospect. Now, I just don't love the pick for the Falcons, because they have Tyler Algier, who had over 1,000 yards as a rookie, and I really don't think there was a reason to go get Bijan Robinson, aside from wanting to surround their young quarterback, Desmond Ridder, with playmakers. Now, I understand that point, but I just think the Falcons should have gone a different direction with their first-round pick, and I think they should have gone and addressed the defensive side of the football with either a defensive lineman or corner. Now, I do like the Clark Phillips selection, who's a corner out of Utah for the Falcons in round 4. But overall, I don't really think it was an amazing draft, and the Falcons are my final loser. So, those are my winners and losers from the 2023 NFL Draft. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications to know about their upcoming videos. Let me know in the comments if I missed any winners or losers. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications to know about any of their upcoming videos. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.